vänta och så finns det en parkapparat och så. Kanske hade det på ner. Ja okej, nej men det känns ju som det ska vara så här. Och så upp. Ja. Vad fan ska det här då? Tror den inte?
Jag tittar på vilka.
Ja just det.
Good evening and welcome to World Para Nordic Skiing World Cup in Östersund. It's the fourth competition day today and it's cross-country sprint coming up in a few minutes. It's has been a really nice and cold day, clear sky, but now for like 30 minutes ago we had this snow coming and we knew about it already that it would snow this evening in Östersund and on this Swedish biathlon arena and cross-country arena for sure, of course, I would say. And we have the athletes have been training here today and it's soon time for start. And the weather, as you see, it's snowing, minus 11 degrees. It has been colder during the day, but now it's a little bit warmer. Packed snow, with new snow on top of it. A little bit more wind than yesterday, 4 meters per second. But it's no shooting today. Yesterday it was the biathlon sprint, but today is cross-country sprint, and we have all these classes from different national teams, and we're gonna start with the men sitting class at 17:00:30. 30 seconds after 5, it's the first class with the men sitting and then women sitting. And in Östersund, as you can see now, it's snowing and a little bit windy. It's the second World Cup this season, and it's many of the favorites has shown up already. So we'll see what happened. Here is the start list, and Daniel Knossen from USA, he has really took many gold this last weekend and yesterday in the biathlon. He will start this competition today, and then Taras Rad from Ukraine, Aaron Pike, who was the second yesterday evening, from USA, Vasil Kravchuk, Ukraine, Scott Menag, Great Britain, Arndt Christian Furuberg, Sweden, Giuseppe Romele from Italy, Steve Arnold, Great Britain, Stephen Thomas, Great Britain, and Callum Dubois from Great Britain. Patrick Fogarasi also, Germany. That's the start list for the men. Who's gonna start? The women is coming after, and we will see the start list for the women. Well, the volunteers has some work to do now to have some forerunners cleaning up the tracks from the new snow. You see they have to ski before the start, and it seems like it's going to be snowing more and more this evening, so hopefully we have forerunners who can keep out the snow from the tracks. As I said, it's the second World Cup here in Östersund, and there is 3 World Cup weeks. There are many days of competitions, and the third World Cup is going to be in Japan, in Sapporo, and that's in March, 13th to 17th of March. It's the third World Cup. But before that is the World Championships for the World Para Nordic skiing, and that's going to be in Canada, 15th to 24th of February. And the Canadian national team is not here in Östersund. They focus and get prepared on their own home competition area. But there are many of the athletes who says that this is like a good preparing competition week for the championships in Canada. Okay, now we have Daniel Knossen, and he is has a lots of experience of this Nordic skiing, lots of gold medals, and also in Pyeongchang, of course, he took 1 gold, many silvers and bronze medals. And also he has been the number 1 here Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday when it was a biathlon. We'll see if he's good in cross-country sprint also. Now it's the qualification, as you see. First, all the athletes has to qualify for to go to the semi-final. And also in some of the classes there are not so many athletes, so they will go directly to the final. Ruberg. Number 7, Giuseppe Romele, Italy. Yeah. Well, now we'll see. Romele comes into the finish line on the time. Oh, I didn't get the time there. Well, it's going to come after a little while. Number 8, Arnold Steve from Great Britain. So the length of the track for the sitting is 971 meter. Arndt Christian got the time of 2:51.40, and now we got Arnold 2:57.31. There we have 8 skiers, but we have 3 left, and we will see who is going to get further. 8 skiers to the semi-finals. Number 9, Stephen Thomas from Great Britain. And the time 2:55.38. 2:55.38 is giving him an 8th place right now. Number 10, Callum Du Bois from Great Britain. Also, he is coming in, trying to get a place in the semi-finals. And the time for him is 2:53.33. 2:53.33, 8th place right now. Callum Du Bois. And then we have Patrick Fogarasi from Germany left in this class, the men's sitting class in this cross-country sprint. This is the qualification, and later on at 6:30 we start with the semi-finals. But now it's interesting to see who is coming to the semi-finals. Fogarasi, the time of 2:48.59, and he is in the 6th place. Here you can see the stadium. We will gonna see them on the track. But now we have the start list for women sitting, and it's world leading Birgit Skarstein from Norway, Oksana Masters, also one of the favorites from USA, Andrea Escau, Germany, Kendall Gretsch, USA, also one who has lots of win here, Anja Wicker, Germany, Sinni Poi, Finland, Joy Rondeau, USA, Rachel Morris, Great Britain, and Merle Marie Menje from Germany. It's the women sitting. And it's the qualification. Kendall Gretsch. And then I haven't any camera, and I got no information if Birgit and Oksana has started already, maybe. Kendall Gretsch has started, and she won all 3 competitions before, Saturday, Sunday and Tuesday. Kendall Gretsch, who is only also a para-triathlete. And there we have Anja Wicker from Germany. Anja Wicker from Germany. And woman from Finland, Sinni Poi, she has changed her sitting. Before she had her legs more up, and now she has them like under her body. And she, it takes a little while when they change their body position on the sit ski. So she's still training to get faster in this new position. Joy Rondeau from USA. And number 21, yeah, that's what I thought. The world leading Birgit Skarstein. We didn't get her in the start, but here she comes from Norway. She was the second in the sprint in Vokati. We had also Oksana Masters, two of the favorite today. Number 23, Andrea Eskau from Germany. Andrea Eskau. Did a good result in Finland when it was the first World Cup. Here she got a good time, 2:58. And number 24, Kendall Gretsch. She won everything so far, this Östersund World Cup. Kendall Gretsch. And now, as I said before, it's the qualifications before the finals, semifinals and finals, 3:02.98. Now we have number 25, Anja Wicker from Germany, coming in here. And 3:03 was Skarstein's time, and now Anja is coming here. (3:21.68). And it's the same here. We have 8 going further to the semi-final. 8 to the semi-finals, and we have 9 women starting. So, there we get the start list for the men standing. It's Witold Skupien, world leading in this sprint cross-country classics technique. From Poland, Grigory Wowczynski, some got to be the second yesterday in the biathlon sprint from Ukraine. Alexander Ehler, Germany. Håkon Olsrud, Norway. Seri Romanyuk from Ukraine. Trygve Steinar Larsen, Norway. Johannes Birkelund, Norway. Marco Meyer, Germany. Luca Tavassi from Switzerland, and Christian Toninelli and Ruslan Reiter, USA, and Riccardo Cotilli from Italy. That's the start list for the standing men. And after that we'll start the men visually impaired, and that's the starting up is Sebastian Modin from Sweden, Eirik Bye from Norway, it's Dmytro Suarko, Ukraine, Laroslav Reshetynsky, Ukraine, Alexander Kasik, Ukraine, Nico Messinger, Germany, Inki Inola, Finland, Piotr Garbowski, Poland, Lukasz Kubika, Poland, and Thomas Oksal from Norway. Men visually impaired, and then we will have the women standing start list. We start with Vilde Nilsen from Norway, Lyudmila Lyashenko, Ukraine, Lulia Batenkova, Ukraine, Alexandra Kononova, Ukraine, Bodana Konashuk, Ukraine, Louise Perodottersdotter from Sweden, and Grace Miller from USA. That's the women standing start list. And also we will have the women visual impair, the last class for this qualification before the semi-finals and the finals. And there we have Karina Edlinger from Austria, Oksana Shishkova, Ukraine, Klara Klyg, Germany, and Andriana Kapustei from Ukraine. And it's the qualification we are waiting for, and the next start is 5:30. 5:30 it starts with the men standing, and it's about 3 minutes left to start. At 6:30 is the semi-final, and the finals is 7:30 this evening. And we have two classes, the last women standing and women visual impaired, which is 6 persons going to the final directly. They are not so many, and there are 7 women in the standing, and it's only 4 in the visual impair. So in the visual impair there is 3 person going. It's 1 each from the class who not going further. So if there is someone who's not coming to the start, we count how many goes in on the finish line, and then 1 person with the slowest time doesn't go further to the final. That's the women standing and the women visual impaired, because they have two less skiers in the class. But now we are waiting for the men standing, which is the first start, 5:30. It's a little bit pity that Benjamin Daviet didn't come to this start today. He was the winner yesterday on the sprint biathlon. But this is sprint cross country, of course. He was one of the gold medalists in Pyeongchang. But he's not here. We have other very, very good skiers, of course. And the first one is the world leading in the cross-country sprint, and that's Witold Skupian from Poland, getting ready for start. The track they will ski now is 1078 meters in the qualification, or in this competition, 1078. So it's a little bit longer than the sitting class. So we start the men standing with Witold Skupian, and the next on the start line is Grigory Vovshinsky. He got the second place yesterday evening here at the biathlon stadium. It's called the Swedish Biathlon Stadium in Ostersund, but it's of course a cross-country stadium also. Number 33, Alexander Ehler, Germany. And there he starts. From Norway, Håkon Olsrud. And you can see the snowfall we've been waiting for today. And I think everyone, almost but the skiers, is happy to get some more snow here in Östersund. They had a lot of snow before, but they got this plus degrees and the stormy weather just before the start of this World Cup, and now they welcome the snow, of course. But well, it comes exactly when the competition is. Well, that's the skiing. Number 36, Trygve Steinar Larsen from Norway. There he starts. Also here you can see that some of them goes out beside the track, trying to get more speed. It depends what racks they have under the skis, of course. Johannes Birkelund from Norway. And we have the first ones in Skupian, Poland, the time 2:30.23, and after him comes Vovshinsky Grigory, who skis really good last night, 2:30.23. He takes the first place so far, but it's 8 skiers who are going further to the semifinals. 12 skiers has signed up for this class, and I hope all 12 will come to start. Now we have number 39, it's Luca Tavassi from Switzerland. Alexander Ehler is on his way in and get the time of 2:41.68, the third place right now. Number 39 has started, and then we have Christian Toninelli from Italy. Number 34 is Håkon Olsrud. So eight of these men are going further. Håkon Olsrud on the third place right now, time 2:40.81. 2:40.81. Christian Tonelli has started. And number 41 is Ruslan Reiter from USA. Romaniuk is willing, trying to get a good time, and he's on the third place. 2:37.26. 2:37.26 for Ruslan. And lots of these skiers, they of course they have been in Vuokatti, and this is the second World Cup, but they think this is a good preparation for the championships, which is in February in Canada. Trygve Steinar Larsen, 2:48.65, sixth place. And here you see the stadium, and they going up and take a circle around and then coming down this hill into the finish later on. 1,078 meters is the track. And the total climb for this track is 36 meter. Birkelund, 7th place, 2:50.92. Here we have Marco Mayer get into the 6th place. They have a good speed down there on the, here we see when they come down on the slope and the curve into the flat and the finish area. I heard some of the athletes and the skiers thought it was a little tricky tracks here in Östersund. Hard but challenging, so it's good. Tavaski from Switzerland. Well, 9th place so far. They are 12 starting. And now we have the next class, and it's the visual impaired with the men, and it's number 51, and it's Sebastian Modin, and his guide is Emil Jönsson. Emil Jönsson stands before him, but it's Sebastian Modin who starts the time. Of course, he's the athlete. And Sebastian Modin is the world leading in this class, and has done a lot of good races the last competitions. Reiter from USA on the 9th place. We will see. It should be one left in the men standing coming in, and we'll see if it's Riccardo Cotilli from Italy who should come in, and maybe he can take a place in the semifinals. Number 53 is Dmytro Suyarko from Ukraine, and his guide is Vasil Potapenko. And they ski the same track, 1,078 meters. Here comes Cotilli, and the time for him is 3:30.82, and he got the 12th place. So I wait for the official semi-finals start list, but here you can see the official result, and it's the 8 first who goes to the semi-finals. But of course, they will give me the list, and then I can tell you for sure who is going further. Alexander Kazik from Ukraine. His guide is Kusheraevi. Kusheraevi. Here we can see Sebastian Modin. Uphills. It's men visually impaired right now, and after that comes women standing, and now it's Nico Messinger. Nico Messinger from Germany, and his guide is LP Klausmann. I don't have whole first name, but Klausmann is the guide, and Nico Messinger. Modin is coming into the finish. Sebastian Modin. And we will see what time he gets. It's 2:33:04. 2:33:04 for Sebastian Modin coming in here. And now it's Bye. Erik Bye. The time 2:36:95. 2:36:95. We still have some starting here. Piotr Garbowski with the Twardowski as his guide. And there we got Suarko from Ukraine, 2:37:92. Kubika Lukash has a guide, and that's Evelina Marchis. And Thomas Oxal, the last one in the men visually impaired, has started, and after that is Vilde Nielsen in the women's standing sprint. Vilde, who didn't start the biathlon last night and not in Vokati, she's really focused on the cross country. Kasik from Ukraine had the time of 2:39:17. 2:39:17 for Alexander Kasik in the visual impaired. Messinger 2:52:22. Nico Messinger on the 6th place right now. We had 10 to start, so it's 8. 2 skiers is not going further. Let's see for the Finnish guy, 2:42:30 on the 6th place right now, but we still have a few skiers left coming in. Garbowski from Poland. with Twardowski, his guide. On the 7th place, 2:48.21. He got 1 place. Okay, 2 more. We have 8 skiers in the finish. So now it's exciting to see if this Kubica can be one of the 8. And the Thomas Oxal coming after them. They have to be faster than 2:52.22. 2:58.70 for Kubica, and now we'll see 2:52.24 is the 8th place, and Oxal did that, so he go further. Yes. Here we have the official result, and the first 8 men should go further to the semifinals. Now I got an official start list for the women, and the men, but now we have started, so I think I will tell you when we have seen all these classes. It's coming into the women's standing. Vilde Nilsson and Ludmila Lyashenko has already started, and now it's Batenkova. It's the standing class, and after that it's the women visual impaired. Now we have Alexandra Kononova. Alexandra Kononova, which is really a good skier, athlete, of course. She won the biathlon sprint last night. Started competing in Nordic ski at 2007. So she has some experience. Number 75, Bodana Kunashuk from Ukraine. Bodana Kunashuk, 20 years old. I like really her sporting philosophy. That's never give up. Bodana's philosophy, never give up. That's good. But then we have a Swedish woman, Per Ottosdotter, Louise. Per Ottosdotter, Louise. Has started. And the last one in this class, Grace Miller, USA. Here, first in, Vilde Nilsen, 2:57.42. Vilde, which is really focusing on cross country, didn't compete in the biathlon either in Vuokatti or here in Östersund, but now she's in competing in the sprint, and she was the first and the second Saturday and Sunday in the cross country competitions. Number 73 is on the way up hills, and she take a little turn around there before they come down that almost the same uphill they go down. Lyashenko from Ukraine, 3:05.96. There you can see the start behind and also the finish. Here. Batenkova is now really in the finish area. And here we had six persons are going further to the final directly. There are not so many in the class, so that's why they go to the final directly. Kononova from Ukraine, 3:09:71 was her time, but on the third place. Kononova. So these women in the standing class, there were 7 coming to start, and there are 6 going directly to the final. Here we have Konashuk, Bodana Konashuk. Fifth place. 2 left. Peruttosdotter Louise and Grace Miller. When we have the first start now we have had 2 starting already when we have seen the finish, and it has been Karina Edlinger and the guide Sivald, and Oksana Shishkova Kazakov is the guide. They have already started, and Klara Klug started there with her guide Martin Hartel, and now we have the last athlete in the class women visually impaired. That's Andriana Kapustai with the guy Stefurak, Nazar Stefurak. And we have 2 women left fighting for get the 6th place in this class, women standing. We have 5 into the finish already, and 6 will go further to a final. And now we focus on Peruttosdotter, and it's Grace Miller also coming into the finish line. Peruttosdotter got the 6th place, and no, I'm sorry, the 7th place, and Grace Miller took the 6th place in this women standing. And this 6th first goes to the final directly. And then we are waiting for the women visually impaired. And as you see, when it's downhill, they can have a little help from the guide holding in the ski pole. The guide cannot drag them, but they can lead them. I got some information here, but it's exactly what we said here. They haven't changed anything. It's 8 persons in these classes who had more than 8 persons. Finnish woman visual impaired Shishkova 3:12:62, and number 81 Karina Edlinger 3:27:15, and here is 3 persons going to the final because there are only 4 starting, so 1 going out. 3 persons to the final directly. Karina Edlinger, who is living here in Östersund right now since like 2 months ago. Coming from Austria and really, really like to live here, as I understand. Number 84, Andriana Kapustei, with her guide Nazar Stefrak. And into the finish we have Clara Klug from Germany. Clara Klug together. And she's fighting to get the second place, but she had a little bit left until the finish line, so maybe she gets to be the third place. And that's what her place is, number third for Clara Klug. And then it's very interesting now what Andriana Kapustei can do if there's only 3 persons going further to the final. Number 84, Kapustei. 3:51.49. Well, she got to be the 4th skier in this women visually impaired. So 3 persons, 3 skiers going directly to the final. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I got the official lists here on my desk, and the semi-final for the women sitting. There is 2 semi-finals, and we have the semi-final 1 is Birgit Skarstein, Marie Merle-Menje, Sini Pöy and Oksana Masters goes in the semi-final 1. In the semi-final 2 for the women sitting is Anja Wicker, Rachel Morris, Andrea Escau and Kendall Gretsch. That's the women sitting semi-finals. And also I have got the semi-finals for the men sitting. And there we have, in the first semi-finals, it's Giuseppe Romeli from Italy, Aaron Pike, USA, Arndt Christian Fureberg, Sweden, Daniel Knossen from USA. And also in the semi-final 2, it's Vasil Kravchuk, Ukraine, Patrick Fogarasi, Germany, Taras Rad, Ukraine, and Scott Menag from Great Britain. And now it's gonna be, they have, after their injury, they have a procentual qualification, which the competition organization and the jury, they the organization, they count down, so they have some percent in time to start earlier or later. So it's a few seconds later. The one who has more percentual injury, if I can say so, they start first, and then after that starts the one with a little bit less. And that's a qualification they have done already before the World Cup season starts. That's the start list I've got so far for the semi-finals, and I will wait till we get the other ones too. The start for the semi-finals is 6:30. 6:30 for the semi-finals. So we will have a little break now before the semi-final starts. The final is planning to start around 7:30. That's the program, and then of course there is a flower ceremony here at the stadium today, as we had here yesterday. Tomorrow, Thursday, is a official training day. It's no competing day tomorrow. Thursday, it's coming back on Friday with the biathlon men long distance, 15 kilometers for men and 12.5 kilometers for women. That's on Friday. And on Saturday is the last day on this World Cup in Ostersund, and that's the relay for biathlon. And that starts, we'll see, I think it was 11 or something in the morning. Biathlon mixed relay 10 kilometers, that's 11 o'clock on Saturday. So, a little break now, 30 minutes before next start, and that start is the semifinals. Okay, if someone is listening now, we have a break, and the next start is the semifinals at 6:30. But now I got the official start list for the semifinals men standing. The first semifinal goes Witold Skupien from Poland, Johannes Birkelö, Norway, Håkon Olsrud, Norway, and Alexander Ehler, Germany. That's the first semifinal. And then semifinal 2 is Grigory Vovchinsky from Ukraine, Seri Romanyuk, Ukraine, Marco Mayer, Germany, and Trygve Steinar Larsen from Norway. That was the men standing, and then we have also semi-final for the men visually impaired. And on the semi-final 1, we have Sebastian Modin, Sweden, Alexander Kasik, Ukraine, Laroslav Reshetynsky, Ukraine, and Piotr Garbowski, Poland. And in the second semi-final, we have Dmytro Suarko, Ukraine, Eirik Bye, Norway, Thomas Oksal, Norway, and Inki Inola from Finland. That's the semi-finals we're having coming up at 6:30. And we're starting with the men sitting, and then the women sitting, men standing, and men visually impaired, in that order. So, now I take a little break here. Okay, welcome back to the sprint, cross-country sprint. Sitting is the first semi-final here, and it has been starting to snow more and more, and the wind has been a little bit more too. So it's a little bit tougher weather when before or than it was when we started this qualification. And now we have two semi-finals, as you can see. In the first one, we start with Daniel Knossen and Aaron Pike and Arndt Christian Fureberg and Giuseppe Romele is starting in the first semi-finals. And these para skiers, they have like a procentual qualification. Depends on what injury they have. So first starts the one, and after them comes a few seconds after we have the skiers who had another procentual qualification. So Giuseppe will start first, and then 4 seconds after Aaron Pike, and the same with Arndt Christian Fureberg, and 12 seconds after starts Daniel Knossen. And it's because they have a percentual, individual percentual qualification depending on their injury in this class. And the organization committee is counting, so in the end it's going to be equal. The second semi-final, we have Vasil Kravchuk, Patrick Fogarasi, Rad Taras and Scott Menag. Here we have the heat number 1 in the cross-country sprint. Now the competition really starts. The qualification, of course, it's good looking to see them ski, but now it's really competition. Number 1 has to come, and number 7 is going to start first. And then 4 seconds after is number 3, Aaron Pike and Arndt Christian. And there they are. And 4 seconds after, Daniel Knossen starts 12 seconds after. And he's away there. And as I said, it's depending on their individual qualification, and they have already a percent as they have when they count the time. Romele Giuseppe, Aaron Pike and Arndt Christian Fureberg, Daniel Knossen, who is the world leader. He was starting now, 12 seconds after, but it's the sprint semi-final, and they are skiing the same length, 971 meters. You can see how much it snows now, and it's windy. It's really, but they have the competition here in Ostersund. They have 4 runners, 4 skiers who goes before in the track, but still it's gonna feel more heavier when it's coming so much snow. Okay, now it's 3 of these 4 guys going to the final. So now it's 1, 2, 3 over the finish line. It's a sprint. That's really exciting. And we will see if we can see them in the snow. This snow is going to getting more and more, the forecast has said, and it's gonna keep going till next morning. Good with snow for Östersund, I say. They have had lots of snow, but they lost some. Here they come. We will see. We have 2 in the leading, and who is the 2? Is it number 1? Daniel Knossen. Daniel Knossen has get into the leading, and Aaron Pike. And then it's a fight of the 3rd place. Number 1 and number 3, it's Daniel Knossen, and Aaron Pike is, I guess, going to come in over the finish line and goes to the final. But we have 3 persons, 3 skiers who qualified to the final. Aaron Pike takes it easy. He has no hurry. But on the 3rd place there is a fight between Arndt Christian Furuberg, the Swede, and it's Giuseppe Romele. And it's about these 2 guys who will see who is going to take the 3rd place and goes to the final. Well, Arndt Christian Furuberg, I think he almost gave up. I don't know. Giuseppe Romele took the 3rd place. I don't know what happened to Arndt Christian Furuberg. We'll see if we get the right result there. Well, now goes to the semi-final 2. There we have Vasyl Kravchuk, who's going to start. Patrick Fogarasi starts at the same time, and Rad Taras will start 12 seconds after, and that's the same with Scott Menag, 12 seconds after on this semi-final 2. Number 4 and 11, Patrick and Vasyl starts, and then Taras and Scott. And as I said, they have individual percentual qualification because depending of their injury. Okay, Vasyl, Patrick, Taras and Scott. 3 of them are going to the final in this World Cup in Östersund. There they go. Away. 971 meter for the sitting sprint. Disappear in the snow now. Outside here it's really, really snowing and blowing, I will say. After this semi-final, when we see them come back here, we have the women sitting. 2 semi-finals, 1 and 2 women sitting, and I think we're soon going to see this guys, and the 3 of them are going to the final. And wonder if it's Taras Rad. Maybe. He has looked really good here in Östersund. There they are, 2 minutes. And in the first semi-final, we had the fastest there. The time was 3:03.86. The fastest time in the semi-final one, 3:86. And well, I guess no one is gonna match Vasil Kravchuk. He's gonna come in on the first place in this semi-final one, and then we'll see who's after him. He has a good time. He has a little bit left. Number 2, Rad Taras, yes, is also on the way, and then we have number 5. Patrick Fogarasi, I guess, is going to not fight for the 3rd place. We have these 3 guys going to the final. Kravchuk, Rad, Menag to the final, men sitting. Then we can see that Daniel Knossen had the fastest time in this semi-finals, 1 and 2. Daniel Knossen had the time 3:03.86, and then Vasil Kravchuk 3:06.55, and Rad Taras 3:06.58. Yeah, Daniel Knossen did a really good semi-final. And then it's time for the women sitting heat, and it's Birgit Skarstein, Oksana Masters, Sini Pöy, and Merle Marie Menje. And Birgit, Merle Marie, Sini is starting first, and then 13 seconds after is Oksana Masters. Now they are ready. Yes. They're smiling. Birgit Skarstein seems to be really positive. Ready. And it's Oksana Masters behind. Okay. Ready for the women sitting. There they go. And 13 seconds after, Oksana Masters. And now the whole semi-final heat has started. Getting into the same track as the other ones. I guess that's because of the snow. It's always easier to ski when someone has skied before. Otherwise it gets a little bit tougher and heavier in the track. But they have 4 skiers too out there before every race. And the second semi-final is with Anja Wicker, Rachel Morris, Andrea Escau och Kendall Gretsch. fighting for the final. This track, as I said, is 971 meters long, and the total climb is 12 meters. Tomorrow is a rest day for the athletes. Of course, they are not really resting, I guess. It's official training for the biathlon who's coming up on Friday. It's a long distance biathlon on Friday, 15 kilometers for the men and 12.5 kilometers for the women. And now we see them in the snowstorm. No, it's not a storm, but it has started to be much more wind. It's number 21, Birgit Skarstein, and 22, Oksana Masters. I guess we can say that's the big favorites for the sprint today, the cross-country sprint. Excuse me. There we have Birgit Skarstein and Oksana Masters, and they have a good, safe leading position coming into the finish area at the stadium here in Ostersund. Yes, they can take it a little bit easy. But then maybe we'll see who is coming, if there are two of them and it's going to be a fight or what. It's Merle Marie Menje and it's Sini Pöyi. We have one skier coming there and two. Yes, so we have to see who is going to be the last final skier in this sprint cross country today. Number 29, Merle Marie Menje from Germany, taking the last final place in the semi-final 1 for the women sitting. Sini Pöyi from Finland coming in. There we have them. 3:26:59 is Skarstein's time, and now we have the semi-final 2 for the women sitting. And it's Andrea Escau, Germany, Kendall Gretsch, USA, Anja Wicker, Germany, and Rachel Morris from Great Britain. And Anja and Rachel is starting first, and then Andrea Escau 8 seconds after, and Kendall Gretsch 12 seconds after. Number 28. I haven't got any information about the number 25. Number 25 should have started together with Rachel, Anja Wicker, but let's see if I get some information about that. Kendall Gretsch, one of the favorites here in Östersund and in the World Cup. "26 years old, Kendall Gretsch." Well, we'll see. Yeah, then I know that the number 25, Anja Wicker, didn't start, as we could see, but it's good to know. Well, then we know that all these three women goes to the final. It's not a really competing situation then, but in the final it's going to be fighting, I guess. Rachel Morris, Andrea Escau, and Kendall Gretsch is doing the semi-final too, coming in and going further to the final, all three of them. Soon they will come from the snow. They are in the snow, in the darkness. Well, it's lightening up on the track, so it's no problem to ski. It's more the snow who makes it really tougher to get skiing. Here they come. And it's a good training for them, of course. Andrea Escau is first, and Kendall Gretsch after her. And of course, it's no fighting for a place now. It's just making a good race and be fit for the final. You can see the tracks, lots of snow. And there we also can see Rachel Morris coming here. And we have them, Escau, Gretsch and Morris. The three women sitting, going to the final. And the final will start at 7:30. 7:30 for the final, and there we have the women. It's time for the men standing. Men standing, and the first semi-final coming up. And here we have the start list. It's Witold Skupien from Poland, Alexander Ehler, Germany, Håkon Olsrud from Norway, and Johannes Birkelund from Norway. And they have a little different percent qualification, so it's going to be Witold starts. Johannes start 19 seconds after, Håkon Olsrud 27 seconds after, and Alexander Ehler 34 seconds after. There they start. It's the semi-final one in the men standing here in World Para Nordic Skiing World Cup Östersund. It's a whole week. Started last Saturday and ends up on coming Saturday with the relay in biathlon, and many of these skiers are doing both cross country and biathlon. Now you see that the standing classes, they go out and uphill directly, almost out from the stadium and uphill, and they do a little longer course. They have a longer course. It's 1078 meter, and the total climb is 36 meter. Aha, we have one skier going really fast. It's number 31. It's Vitol Skupjan. He's the world leader also. Now he's going up again, and one extra, another extra curve and a little uphill before they come down and ski into the arena and the finish. Here you see, these guys are going up. What can we see? Number 33 and 34, but they were all together, the group chasing Skupjan. Vital Skupjan is far ahead and it's going to take a final place. Then it's going to be a fight between the other three guys. And up again before going down. Here he comes. Witold Skupjan from Poland, and after him we have number 33 and 34. Where is Johannes Birkelund has left behind? Okay, number 31, Witold Skupjan, taking one place in the final, and also there is Alexander Ehler and Hakon Olsrud. On fourth place, Johannes Birkelund. There we can see the time. It's fun to see for the next semifinals, who are like almost the same times, or if they just save a little of their power to the final maybe. The second semifinal for the men standing is Grigory Woszinski, Seri Romaniuk, Trygve Steinar Larsen, Marco Mayer. Ukraine, Norway and Germany. And all these four guys have the same start time. But it's like that, even if they start a few seconds behind each other, it's counted, so it's an equal race for everyone. And there they go. Well, number 35 was away, and 36 I thought started really fast, but yes, 36 was the fastest out from the start position. And running up hills, these are really strong athletes. And in the new deep snow, I think they passed maybe number 36, Trygve Steinar Larsen, but we will see here now when we can see them a few times on this track. We have a camera up there to see them coming down and up on the track, and you see the wind and the snow right now. It's tough conditions for the skiers. Here they come, and it's number 32. It's Grigory Woszinski. and Seri Romaniuk, so who has taken the lead in this semi-final too. But number 38, Marco Meyer, is not far behind. Still, I think. And then Trygve Steinar Larsen. It's these two guys. Oh, 32-35. Grigory and Seri from Ukraine, both of them, and then we have Marco Meyer and Trygve Steinar. Up a last little hill and then down and into the finish area in the arena. Number 32, Grigory Wowczynski, has taking this place, and well, is Trygve Steinar going to get a match for Marco Meyer? Maybe that's so. I think Grigory and Seri is ready for the final, but now it's fighting for the third place. Yes, and the Trygve Steinar Larsen did come back and took the third place before Marco Meyer. That was exciting in the end there. A little fight for the last final place in this semi-final. And then we are ready with that class, the men standing, and it's time for the men visual impaired semi-final. And men visual impaired, we have Sebastian Modin with the guide Emil Jönsson, and we have Alexander Kasik with Kusheraivi, Laroslav Reshetinsky and his guide Yaremenko, and Pyotr Garbovsky and the guide Twardowski in the first semi-final, Heat 1. And also there they have counted with their percentual qualification. So Sebastian Modin and Alexander Kasik starts, and Laroslav Reshetinsky starts 19 seconds after, and Pyotr Garbovsky 21 seconds after. And this is the last two semi-finals before we go into the finals. And as we said before, we had two women classes who were too few skiers, so they, after the qualification, they got into the final directly. Alexander Kasik and Sebastian Modin has started. And it's time for Laroslav Reshetinsky. And right after Pyotr Garbovsky from Poland. What happened? Okay, he lost his ski pole. Ah, I didn't see that. That was too bad for Pyotr Garbovsky. Something happens with his ski pole and he lost it and had to ski back. Ah, too bad for Pyotr Garbovsky. That's something you don't want to do when it's a sprint and it's a semi-final. We have Sebastian Modin coming down, and as you see, the guide can lead the athlete, the skier, downhill. Now up this small, it's a small curve and small hill before they go down into the finish area. Now I saw Emil Jönsson was looking after the fourth team duo, I guess, maybe. Well, they are very much focused on what they are doing, but too bad Piotr Garbowski and Twardowski lost the ski pole. Number 55, Alexander Kasik. And number 54, Laroslav Reshetinski, right behind. And of course they want to show that they are strong for the final. Here they come. Sebastian Modin, which are in the leader, World Cup leader in cross-country sprint. Well, they have a little fight on the second and third place, but there is no... They are going to the final, both of them. Reshetinski and Kasik, both from Ukraine, got into the final heat. And here we have Piotr Garbowski and his guide Twardowski, and too bad for Piotr, who lost his ski pole just a few meters after he had started. Very sad for him, of course. There we have the first heat, the first semi-final, and now we are going moving on to the semi-final 2 for the men visual impaired. And there we have Eirik Bye from Norway, Dmytro Suarko, Ukraine, Inki Innola from Finland, and Thomas Oksal from Norway. And Dmytro Suarko starts first, and then the 3 other skiers 2 seconds after. So it's almost the same. Dmytro Suarko's guide is Vasil Potapenko. Eivind Röd is Eirik Bye's guide. Ole Martin Lid, Thomas Oksal's guide. And also Billy Sormonen is the finish. And here we had a fall. Ay, Thomas Oksal is falling. Maybe we can see it again, what happened. Thomas Oksal lost a few meters there. Always something can happen, of course. But now he has to hurry. The fastest time in the semi-final hit was 3:05.60, but they were not so skiing so fast, I guess, because they saw that all of them would go to the final. But it's a good time for Sebastian Modin, of course. Oj. We had The guides were almost ski into each other. Number 52. Eirik Bye. Eirik Bye. Norwegian guy. Are the first one. Let's see what happened after this team. Now it's really deep snow. Deep, really light, cold snow. Running uphill. Number 53, Dmitro Svarko, and right after is number 57, Inki Inola. Fighting uphill a little bit, but then they come down to the finish area, and it's number 52, Eirik Bye and Eivind Rød has their place guarantee. But number 53 and 57 is also ready for the final. It's Dmitro Sjarko and Inki Inola from Finland. Thomas Oxal, I guess, he's really mad. He did a really stupid thing. I missed it really, but he fell or something just a few meters from the starting, and that's some meters he lost, and hard to catch the other ones in the race. Of course, he's a little bit mad over that. Okay, we have done the semi-finals, and now it's time for the finals here in the World Cup in Östersund. And the time I've got is 7:30 before, and we'll see if there is any changing, but 7:30 is going to be the final. So now it's going to be a little break. Yes, that's what it says right now also. Next start, the final in all classes, and it starts 7:30. So a little break for now.
Truck in time for the competition. First, 6 years men final, then we have Ratsu, Romele, Pike, Nossen, Rad, Ina. 7 minutes after that, women 60 years, Morris, Eskau, Karnstein, Lenje, Fretch, Master. Then at 7:45, women standing here, Patekova Bauman, Lyashenko, Kononova, Miller, and Nielsen. Women will be impaired at 7:52. Edlinger, Gluk, Shushkova in the fight that point. Just before 8 o'clock, the men standing here, sprint final, Soviet, Vovchin, Romaniuk, Larsen, Ehler. And the last but not least, final day. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, men to be impaired, Mudi, Stuart, Korretinski, Buek. So, 9 minutes, and then we go again. It's exciting sprint evening here in Ostersund.
Я хотел вас снять. Так и стойте. Николай, сейчас такой сейчас страшный. Или нам туда стать? Ну где-то там.
Kvällen absoluta finaler. Vi startar med final herrar klockan 20.30 och slutar med Syskara herrar vasta Tilanjamuni Melchiosson fightas om platsen där hopplingen från svensk högsta platsen. Det ger tough fight i många klasser här. 6 finaler, 20 minuter alltså mellan final och de i finalen som kommer att starta. interval skills ended everyone with 50% harder. Till exempel här första halvkraftspromillen startar först like 400 efter stepprogrammet och 12 sekunder efter kraftpromillen går så har vi alla tävlingar i herrarna starting at 7:37. Rachel Morris goes out first, followed by Andreas British part-time Marie Medje, and Singh got 8 seconds after, and then Kendra Fred 12 seconds, and Susanna.
Okay, we will see if I'm online here. Yes, I'm online, I've heard, and you see these guys and women, men and women are warming up, and it's still snowing, heavy snowing here in the Swedish National Biathlon Arena in Östersund. And of course it's a cross-country ski stadium also. It's minus 11 degrees, but it's also windy. It has started to be more windy than it was in the beginning. But it's the sprint finals we are waiting for, and it's the men sitting going out first. Daniel Knossen, and he had the qualification time for him was 2:42.76. Taras Rad had 2:42.24. We had Aaron Pike in the final 2:37.19 with the fastest qualification time. And also we have Vasyl Kravchuk with his qualification time was 2:38.50. Scott Menag had 2:50.11, and Giuseppe Romele, his qualification time was 2:43.99. So fastest of these guys was Aaron Pike, and but I think they took it a little bit easy too in the semi-final. But there we have. Very close after him was Vasyl Kravchuk. And on the others. Now they are on the starting line. It's 6 of them, and it's Vasyl Kravchuk, Romele start first, and then Pike 4 seconds after, and then comes Knossen, Rad and Menag with 12 seconds after them. But this is the final. Men sitting in the World Para Nordic Skiing World Cup in Östersund. And it's not 1 minute left, it's just about to start. There they go. Final men sitting, and now we have Knossen, Rade, Menag starts together. 971 meters is the track. For the sitting, men sitting. Sliding into the track, and of course with this heavy snow it's good to not be the first one, but it snows so much, so I don't know if it helps to be behind. It's deep, cold snow. That's good. It's light and cold snow. And of course there are 4 skiers going before and trying to keep the track clean as far it goes. Aaron Pike has the fastest qualification time, and then Vasyl Kravchuk, but I think Daniel Knossen, who is the world leader and has won, I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of races this season and the last season when he took many medals in Pyeongchang. So we'll see out from the darkness. It's not dark there really. They have the lights over there, but it looks dark there. And now we see he has number 1, and it's Daniel Knossen who is in the lead. But after him we have number 4, Vasyl Kravchuk, and it was Aaron Pike. And Daniel Knossen is really taking the lead and don't need to fight with someone else, really. But who is after him now? Who is going to be the second and the third? Silver and bronze medal. Here is the gold medalist, and it's number 2, Taras Rad and Vasyl Kravchuk, who is going to be silver and bronze medalist. That's what it's fighting about right now. Daniel Knossen is the World Cup winner in this cross-country sprint, and here is the really fight over this finish line, and I wonder if it's a photo check. Well, we see. Knossen was the winner, that's for sure, but then we had Vasyl Kravchuk from Ukraine and Aaron Pike. No, I'm sorry. Taras Rad was fighting about the second and third place. Aaron Pike. We will see. We have to wait for the official results before I say anything more. But of course, Daniel Knossen, he took the first place for sure. Yes, here we have the official result. Okay, on the first place, Daniel Knossen, USA, on the time 2:58.31, and on the second place, Vasyl Kravchuk from Ukraine, 5.94 seconds after. Taras Rad from Ukraine, 6.11 after. They were really fighting over the finish line. And on the fourth place, Aaron Pike. Scott Menag was 5th and Giuseppe Romele on the 6th place. Very exciting there for the silver and bronze medal. No one could really threaten Daniel Knossen, but now we'll see. Women sitting is coming up. 7:37 is the start time. So it's about 2 minutes left before it started. It's starting, I would say. And in the final, for the women sitting, we have Rachel Morris, Great Britain, Andrea Escau, Germany, Birgit Skarstein, Norway, Marie Merle-Meunier, Germany, Kendall Gretsch, USA, and Oksana Masters from USA. And in the qualification, the fastest there were Oksana Masters. She had a time of 2:53.41, and Andrea Escau 2:57.69. Kendall Gretsch, who has won all of the competitions here in Östersund, her time was 3:02.98. Now they are setting up for the final. Trying to keep warm. It's minus 11 degrees and windy and snowy. And it's going to be Morris Rachel starting up, and after her starts Escau, Skarsten, Meunier, and Kendall Gretsch and Oksana Masters last out. Here goes the final in sprint cross country. Oksana Masters. Oksana Masters, who did hurt her elbow last winter, just 3 weeks before the Pyeongchang Paralympics. She didn't think she should be able to be in the Pyeongchang, but she did, and she did it really good. She took 2 gold medals in Pyeongchang, and after that she had to make surgery. She has also been in the Rio Paralympics road cycling, Oksana Masters. That's interesting to see how they can be in different sports. We have Kendall Gretsch also, who has been a triathlete before, and swimming in competing. Started really, she's 26 years old and starting with this Nordic skiing when 2016, Kendall Gretsch, and had a good career so far. She took 2 gold in Paralympics in Pyeongchang, also Kendall Gretsch. Andrea Escau is also one really good skier who skied really good in Vuokatti on the first World Cup competition this season. And here we have them coming, and it's very interesting to see who is the first in the final for women sitting. And there are 2 of them. It's going to be a fight between number 23, Andrea Escau, and Oksana Masters. Oksana Masters and Andrea Escau, but Oksana Masters, who is really coming back, did a real comeback this in December, really, on World Cup in Vuokatti, and now she's taking this sprint gold medal. But after her, we have Andrea Escau, and interesting to see who is going to be the bronze medalist. Oksana Master, she is winning this sprint, cross-country sprint, and then on the third place, Birgit Skarstein, who is the World Cup leader, but now she's on the third place, and I think that's going to be like that when they come into finish. Yes, there they go. 23, Andrea Skau is very happy, and there we have Birgit Skarstein on the third place and bronze medalist. Number 24, Kendall Gretsch, wasn't strong enough this time, and we have two more skiers. Was behind a couple minutes there. Oksana Masters, the time for her 3:29.40, and Andreas Skau 3:34.40. Here we had Merle Marie Menje from Germany, and also Rachel Morris. Oksana Masters winner 3:29.40, Andrea Skau 3:34.40, and Birgit Skarstein 3:39.19. That's on my time screen, and we will see pretty soon when they show the official results. Here we have it. Final woman sitting. Gold medalist Oksana Masters, silver Andrea Eskau, and bronze medalist Birgit Skarstein. Then it's time for women standing. Women standing. Is coming up. The final. Vilde Nielsen from Norway. Fastest time in the qualification, 2:57.42. And then we have Lyashenko Lyudmila from Ukraine, 3:05.96. Lulia Batenkova from Ukraine, 3:12.43 was her time in the qualification. Alexandra Kononova, 3:09.71. Bodana Konashuk, 3:15.48, and then Grace Miller in the final with the time 3:48.93. So fastest time, Vilde Nielsen from Norway. She's also the World Cup leader in this cross-country sprint. Have the highest World Cup points so far. Here she comes, number 71, and Batenkova will start first, and then 4 seconds after we have Lyashenko, Konashuk, Kononova, and Miller, and last one Vilde Nilsson. And if you are new to watch and want to know why they start a little bit after each other, is because they have different injuries who made that they have a percentual qualification, and it counts down, so they have a small difference when they start, so it's going to be an equal race for all of them. Number 71, is the only. No, it's not the only. It's Batenkova who starts first. There she starts. And then we have a whole bunch of Ukrainian, I would say, almost. And Grace Miller, of course. Vilde Nilsson has started, and that's the final for the women sprint standing. Vilde Nilsson from Norway, only 18 years old. It looks like it's Batenkova who had leading up the hill, but Vilde Nilsson is forcing and passing the other girls up hills. We'll see if Batenkova could continue to be in the leading position now when it's downhill. They should come here pretty soon, and there we have, and let's see who is in the leading. I think it's Vilde Nilsson, yes, from Norway. Vilde Nilsson, it should be Vilde Nilsson from Norway. Now they're going up and make a loop, and there we have Ludmila Lyashenko are passing Batenkova, and also Alexandra Kononova is trying to reach the other ones, her teammates from Ukraine. Now it's Lyashenko who is on the second place, and the chasing is Batenkova and Alexandra Kononova, but Vilde Nilsson has a good leading position. When she's doing this little loop, a little small uphill and then down into the finish arena. Number 72, Lyashenko, but it's a fight about the bronze place right now, but always can happen. Always, all things could happen, I would say. And here is a strong Konashuk running up hills. Vilde Nilsson coming in, the final for the women cross-country sprint standing, and she looks really strong. And yes, on the silver place, it's Lyashenko, Ludmila Lyashenko, and third place. And we'll see if she can hold it. It's Alexandra Kononova. And there we have them. Vilde Nilsson, Ludmila Lyashenko, and Alexandra Kononova. And here is Batenkova, Konashuk, and Miller. Vilde Nilsson, the time 3:27.63. Ludmila Lyashenko 3:36.82. Alexandra Kononova 3:41.56. Konashuk 3:43.65. Batenkova Lulia 3:44.38. And then I don't have the time for Grace Miller. Did she come into the finish? Where? We'll see. The winner in the finals, Vilde Nilsson from Norway, 3:27.63, and after her, Lyudmila Lyashenko on the second place, silver medalist from Ukraine, behind 9 seconds 19, and on the bronze medalist, Alexandra Kononova from Ukraine, 13:93, and Grace Miller. I don't know if she maybe got off or she's coming. It's soon time for the women sprint visual impaired, the final in this World Cup. And there we have 3 women, and they went directly to the final. There were not so many in the qualification. And we have Karina Edlinger from Austria, but living in Östersund, Oksana Shishkova, Ukraine, and Klara Klüg from Germany. Edlinger and Klüg start at the same time, and Shishkova 24 seconds after. And they have their guides, of course. It's a team work. And Karina Edlinger has the guide Sivald. Number 81 is Karina Edlinger. And Klara Klüg has the guide Martin Hartel. And they will start at the same time. And then we have Oksana Shishkova with the guide Vitaly Kasakov. And there they go. Final for women visual impaired. And there they go. It's Oksana Shishkova. Starting with Vitaly Kasakov. Vitaly Kasakov. And Oksana Shishkova, she's a really strong skier. Many of these skiers, athletes, are doing biathlon also, but some of them are really focusing on the cross country. I don't really know about Oksana, but Vilde Nilsson, who won last race, she haven't done the biathlon in the World Cup this season, so she's really focusing on the cross country. And Shishkova is also really a good skier. I know that. Took a gold medal in the Paralympics. That's number Karina Edlinger from Austria in the lead position, and Klara Klüg, and Oksana Shishkova is coming pretty close now to the second place. Karina Edlinger, who has moved to Östersund, coming from Austria, but lives since 2 months ago in Östersund and likes it very much here in Östersund. Well, let's see if she can continue to be in the lead. Karina Edlinger and the guide Sivald. Coming up the last little uphill. And after her comes now Shishkova, trying to go. Well, they are really close to each other, all of them, all the three of them. But I think Szyskova is going really fast. She's getting closer and closer, so now it's really important for Karina Edlinger to keep force forward. I can see Szyskova's guide. Szyskova is passing now Karina. We'll see. Karina is doing everything she can and trying to get the first place, but I think it's going to be Szyskova this time. She is a really strong skier, and that's what happened now. Szyskova, number 1, gold medalist, and Karina Edlinger on the 3rd place, and Klara Klüg, 3rd place. 2nd place for Karina Edlinger, I'm sorry. Time for Szyskova, Oksana Szyskova, 3:47.59. Karina Edlinger, 3:49.09. And Klara Klüg, 3:59.89. Gold, silver and bronze. Women visual impaired. Then we have 2 classes left, and it's men standing and men visual impaired. And the next one is men standing. Yeah, here we have the result and the time. Men sprint standing. We have a final with these guys. Witold Skupien from Poland, and the qualification time was 2:30.23. And Grigory Woshinsky from Ukraine, he had a qualification time for 2:30.64. Alexander Ehler, 2:41.68. Håkon Olsrud from Norway, 2:40.81. Seri Romanyuk from Ukraine, 2:37.26. And Trygve Steinar Larsen had 2:48.65. So the fastest one was Witold Skupien. He's the world leader in the World Cup in sprint. So Witold Skupien had the fastest time. And but Grigory Wowczyński wasn't so far after, and that was in the qualification, and I think they have more to give now in the final. Witold Skupien is the World Cup leader, but I think Grigory Wowczyński he has been really strong, looked strong here in Östersund. So, and Alexander Ehler also. So we will see. Skupien starts first, and then we have Woshinsky, Romanyuk, Olsrud and Larsen starting together, and after that Alexander Ehler. "27 seconds, and now he take off his jacket." It's really important to keep warm when it's so cold and windy, snowy, but the wind makes it really cold here. Okay, the whole heat, the final heat for men standing has started, and it's gonna be a fight for the medals today, that's for sure. they come out from the darkness, but they have electric light there. I guarantee that. It looks really dark, but it's not as it looked like. They can see, and here we have number 31. It's Witold Skupien, who is in a really good leader position. Okay, where are the other ones? Witold Skupien, who is the World Cup leader in the sprint cross country. He's taking a very, very good position as the leader. Now he just has a little downhill. Number 32, it's Grigory Woshinsky. But then we have a fight between Alexander Ehler and Håkon Olsrud, I think it was. But they were close together, all of them, back there. But Witold Skupien is still in the lead, but here is someone who really wants to fight about the gold medal, and it's Grigory Woshinsky. We have Alexander Ehler and Håkon Olsrud. I think it's going to be a fight about the silver and gold medal, and down there we can see Witold Skupien, really, really strong, going into the finish line. And now it's really Grigory Woshinsky, and he's coming. Maybe he's going to get it now. It's just a few meters, maybe 1 meter between them, and he can't do it. No, he's in the second place. He did a really good run there. Woshinsky on the second place, and now we have Håkon Olsrud from Norway on the third place. Alexander Ehler from Germany, fourth place. Trygve Stein-Larsen on the fifth place, and Seri Romaniuk. Here we have the result. Gold medalist Witold Skupien and silver medalist Grigory Woshinsky only 1:09 seconds after. Håkon Olsrud, Norway, on the bronze place. Bronze medalist, 9:64 seconds after. Witold Skupien, who was the winner today in the World Para Nordic Skiing Sprint cross country. We have one class left. Today's competition day, and it's the men visual impaired. The men visual impaired, and there we have the start list. And it's Sebastian Modin from Sweden, Eirik Bye, Norway, Dmytro Suarko from Ukraine, and Laroslav Reshetynsky from Ukraine also. Sweden, Norway, and Ukraine in the final for these guys. And the fastest time in the qualification was Sebastian Modin, 2:33.04. And Dmytro Suarko, 2:37.92. Laroslav, 2:38.61. And Eirik Bye, 2:36.95. So Sebastian Modin was really fast in the qualification. The guide Emil Jönsson for Sebastian Modin, they start first, and then we have Dmytro Suarko with Vasil Potapenko, and Laroslav Reshetynsky with Yaremenko as his guide. And last starts Eirik Bye with Eivind Rød. And it's Very soon, time for start. Less than 1 minute. Okay, the last class, the last competition class has started, and it's the men visual impaired. And now we have Dumitro Suarco and Laroslav Reshetynski on the start line. And Eirik Bye starts also right after. Visual impaired class going out and up the hill right away. Eirik Bye. He lost his ski pole, Eirik Bye, in the uphill there. He passed, I don't saw who it was, but he passed one skier and then he lost his ski pole, but I think he got a new one very fast after he lost it. But in the lead, Sebastian Modin and Emil Jönsson. Sebastian Modin going fast. Who is after them? Sebastian Modin, who took silver medal in Pyeongchang cross country. Here they go. And they're so strong, these skiers. But now we want to see who is coming back after them. It's number 52. It's Eirik Bye, who lost the ski pole in the beginning. You can see he couldn't put it right, but he is in the second place anyway. Eirik Bye is fighting for the second place, but we have a winner today in the visual impairment. It's Sebastian Modin. He's pretty safe on the finish area, but behind him there is there can be a fight between the silver and bronze medalist. We had Eirik Bye, Eirik Bye is going to get this, but then we have a fight on the bronze medalist. But Reshetynski took the third place before Suarco. But Sebastian Modin, the winner of this cross-country sprint visual impaired. Sebastian Modin and on the second place, Sebastian Modin had the time 2:59.19. Eirik Bye 3:08.69, 9:50 seconds after. And on the third place, we had Laroslav Reshetynski, and he had the time 3:09.98, 10 seconds and 79 seconds after. And also then Dumitro Suarco. There we had all the finals and the whole day competing women and men on this World Cup in Östersund. It has been a great evening and night. Evening, I would say. It started to snow exactly when the competition started, but it's nice with a little new snow on these hard tracks, and now we take a rest tomorrow, Thursday, and coming back on Friday. And on Friday we have biathlon, long distance, and we start the competition at 5 minutes after 6 is the start time, and that's 15 kilometers for men and 12.5 kilometers for the women. So, see you on Friday, 6 o'clock. Thank you for today.
Friday.